Hey guys, just came outside to get some vitamin D and of course peep what's going on in the garden always. And I had a few things I wanted to share with you, and now I feel like this is going to turn into a full-on video. So first thing I want to share is this little thing. I'm going to be 200% honest with you guys. I'm scared of this. These are my onions, or one crop of my onions. There's another over there, but these are my onions. That is a scape. I gotta come and cut this off. But when I first saw this, I was like, oh my God, it kind of looks like a snake. It's a scape. It is super hard. These onions are huge. And the reason I say I'm scared, that's the base of the scape. This is where the scape is coming out. It's super hard. I'm gonna cut that off, but I don't wanna cut it too soon because I wanna use it to cook with. The reason I say I'm scared is because onions, like, you're supposed to wait for the foliage to die back and start to flop over. First of all, my onions are not sitting on top of the soil like I've seen many other people's. They're kind of like underneath. And then secondly, I'm thinking to myself, these are really huge. Clearly they're not ready to harvest, but they're huge. And so my fear is that maybe I'm doing something wrong. Or maybe I shouldn't be fearful and just be hopeful that I'm going to get some nice, big, beautiful onions out of this. But those things are huge. The ones over on this side are not quite as big. Some of them are getting there. Like, you can see, that's big, y'all. They're getting there, but some are still really small, like these red ones over here. So that is a fear. The Lord said, fear not. He said he is with me, and I believe he is, but that part right there makes me feel like I'm not going to get my onions out of it, and what's the point if I can't harvest them and use them? And then the second thing I want to show you is all the way on the other end. Oh, look, we have a sunflower that has bloomed. How pretty. Anyway, all the way on the other end of the garden. Let's head down here. In a previous video, I talked to you guys about what is considered a weed. I won't talk about that again. I'll just link to it down below and here in the video. And then I also, in the last one, talked about these 2 tomato plants that I pulled from the front. I thought that they were volunteers from plants that I had up there last year. And that could have been the case, but then I realized that I had tomatoes popping up everywhere. You see, there's one right here. There's a whole bunch right there. So I got to thinking, like, it seems like everywhere I put compost, I have these tomato plants and amaranth popping up. All of these are amaranth, and it took me a minute to realize that that's what it was, but this right here is a telltale sign, little grain-looking flower. And I know that the only thing that I planted over here, there's like 4 tomato plants, 5. Oh my, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tomato plants in here. One is starting to flower. So, anyway, I know that these are not supposed to be in this pot because the only thing I put in here was like a couple of patio baby eggplant in this pot. This is a big pot, by the way. Let's see if I can show you. Pretty big pot. And I know that all I planted in here was eggplant. I think that this might be an eggplant, but all of this other stuff was not supposed to be in here, but I did dump a lot of compost in here. And this just goes to show you how some plants are just super duper resistant. All of these are amaranth, all of them. So I'm gonna come in here and pull those out because I only want 1 or 2 of those growing, and I already have one on the opposite end of the garden where I was just a minute ago by the onions, and one by the corn. And those things, they are very prolific and they self-seed, and if the seeds blow anywhere, you're gonna have more amaranth plants. So all of these have to come out. The point to this is, like I said, plants are very, very resilient. They just want to live and they just want to grow. The other part of that is that if you compost, which I did ask in a previous video if you guys wanted to see that, and I think I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do maybe a series of videos on composting. Maybe I can get it done in one, but we'll see. all of this lush growth came out of compost. And I feel really bad to have to come in here and pull most of these, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna share the tomatoes with people. I might even share some of the amaranth, although most of my neighbors don't really know what it is or how to use it, so I don't know about that. But, and I just feel like compost is like the best thing you can do for your garden. If you can't, if you don't have a large backyard, you can do like I do. I don't have a large backyard. I just bought a compost tumbler. It's the easiest thing in the world to use. Also, just I keep a bucket. I keep this old coffee can to put, food scraps in. And at the end of every day, I bring it out, put it in the compost tumbler, and give that thing a whirl. And it's all good. That makes about, I want to say this makes about 10 to 12 gallons of compost. And then that bucket right there is more compost. So it's really rich and it will grow pretty much anything. Problem is, you got to make sure that it's quote unquote cooked all the way. I've seen people come out of composting with full on potatoes, like right in the middle of their compost. It's an amazing thing. But that's not necessarily what I want. So I'm learning to leave the compost alone until it is completely done, which is hard to do because I want to use it. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share with y'all on this one, is that, just how great compost truly is, weeds, and how resilient plants can be. So I am going to get on this pot here and start thinning some things out. I'm going to leave what I think is eggplant. There's one. This one looks like one. I don't know if you can see that. Where is it? And the way that I can tell is by the color of the leaves. Yeah, I'm going to leave the eggplant and maybe one tomato plant, and the rest of them I'm going to dig up and pot up and share with my friends. So you guys, that's it for today's gardening video. I actually am going to get out of the sun because it's starting to get hot, and all of those things that I just told you I was going to do, I'm going to wait until it cools off some and come back out here and do those things. Meanwhile, I'm going to just chill on the patio, drink some water, hang out, watch some videos, of course, and just enjoy this beautiful sunny day. And I hope that y'all are doing the same, and I hope that you enjoy this video, fear and all. And I hope that you tune in even more. Since you watched to the end, you might as well go ahead and subscribe so you can see all of my videos when they come, when I post them. I appreciate you as always for tuning in, and until next time, you guys, bye.